Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Something Else podcast. Of course, as you know, my name is Gabriella, and this is my guest host.
Hi, Ro.
And today we're talking about platonic relationships between men and women. But before we get into that, we're going to do another affirmation of the week.
Let's get to it.
So, again, these are from Intelligent Change. Like last time, it fell, so hope it doesn't fall this time. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I'm just gonna take that one. Inside of me, there is an endless pool of peace, calmness, and harmony. Isn't that so zen?
So you say one of these on every podcast that you...
Yeah, because like we need an affirmation for the week. We need to get something up here, you know, get the people going. So we were talking about this the other day, and we were talking about platonic relationships between men and women because, of course, it's a famous debate. Yeah. We all know. People are like, oh, men and women can't be friends, and if you're in a relationship, you can't have a friend that's the opposite sex, blah, blah, blah. So I know what I have to say. What do you have to say?
I feel like it depends. You can't have too many guy friends, right? So if you have one and you tell me, oh, we've been friends since like kindergarten, so like me and you, we've been friends since like kindergarten and whatnot, then okay. But if it's like multiple guy friends, like you have some girls that will say, oh, I don't have too many girlfriends because I don't get along with them. I get along more with guy friends. And to me, that's kind of like, because why so many guy friends? Because if you think about it, you don't see a lot of married couple with the opposite sex. Why is that? You know?
I mean, I can see that.
My mom, she doesn't really have no guy friends. Stepdad doesn't really have no girlfriends. Why is that?
I mean, I'm going to say, well, it kind of also depends on like where you're from too. Like, my parents are not from here. Yeah. So it seems like the only friends of the opposite sex they have are each other. But me, I really feel like, I don't really feel like there should be a limit or a number.
I think it's an American thing that makes it okay. Because my mom was kind of like the same way. But I feel like growing up like in America is different. Like you can have whatever friends you want and whatnot, whether it's a guy or a girl, but like I'm pretty sure in like DR, people that come from like the islands or whatnot, they don't play that. That's just my take. I don't know.
That's interesting. I don't think there needs to be like a limit on the number. I think it's all about like a person-to-person basis. Like if I was in a relationship and let's say my boyfriend meets some woman and you know they're like, okay, they're gonna develop a friendship. It can only be friendship. It could be nothing else. That's it. I don't think I would have a problem with like, okay, hey, this is Tina. You know, I met her at the job and we were gonna go get lunch to discuss this, that.
Is Tina single?
Tina's single. Tina is single. Tina's single. But he's not. So
my point exactly.
He's not.
She's single. So you gotta think about it. I always feel like when the guy's in a relationship, that's when you see a lot of girls just start coming out of nowhere.
You see? And this is where I say, if he's gonna develop a friendship with her, I think that's fine as long as it's just a platonic friendship.
It can be a friendship, right? But okay, if she makes a move, he's gonna come home.
It's
and tell
canceled.
you. No, but is he gonna come home and tell you? Like he can dead it right there on the spot, but he's gonna come home and tell you.
He should.
And if he doesn't, we will never know.
We have problems. We have a lot of them. But yeah, like I'm okay with like friends and stuff like that, but it's all about boundaries. Like, okay, Tina could be good at credit repair, and they're gonna go to lunch to discuss da. As long as Tina is not trying to repair that credit after 3 a.m. on a Tuesday night, I don't care. But other than that, I feel like it's about boundaries. Because Like with me and you, I've known you since when? Since like
Kindergarten.
we were like literally in elementary school, and there's nothing romantic. But that's also with boundaries. He's in a relationship. I'm not like, hey, can you come and check my light fixture at 3 a.m.? What the heck? Like, and that's what I think is the problem in a lot of relationships. No boundaries.
Not just that, but a lot of people get the notion that, oh, you guys are best friends. When it's a guy and when it's a girl, you guys must slept together.
And that's a misconception too. Because if a person cannot have friendships with people of the opposite sex because it seems like they have to sleep with the person, there's a problem.
So let's say you tell your guy, I don't like that girl. You need to stop hanging out with her, this and that, whatever. And he's like, oh no, she hasn't done anything. It's all, like friendship wise or whatnot. She's been a good friend, this and that. But you don't like her because you see something in her like, I don't know, I don't have a good feeling about her. Like she seems a little bit sneaky or whatever the case may be. But then what? Because now to him, she's tripping. It's because she's a girl. But to you, you're like, I feel like she likes you.
I don't feel I know, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to get my evidence. I'm going to lay it out, and I'm going to let you know that the last time that we went out, she put her hand on your shoulder, and she said, ah ha ha, and she put her head right there and said, you're so funny. And that's it right there. And sometimes it's not always that blatant. It could be like little looks and little glares, but also relationships are about respect and trust. So I feel like if I'm like, hey, it makes me uncomfortable that this girl likes you, I can blatantly see it. I don't expect him to be like, oh no, you're tripping. No. I'll knock all of this shit over. We're not tripping. Hold on a minute now. Because I'm not tripping. I know I'm not. It's about trust. And you need to trust me and trust my judgment. Like.
Yeah, but I think when the guy's hitting on the girl, right? I think certain females are blind to it. Versus like when the girl hits on the guy, we know, we get that cocky, arrogant feeling like, she like me, but we know how to shut it down. Or we know like, yeah, she like, but with certain girls, they don't. If that makes sense.
When a guy is hitting on her?
Not so much like hitting on her, but like crushing on her.
Oh, I could see it. That man like me.
But that's what I'm saying. But certain people don't. Like if a girl hits on me, this and that, I'm gonna be feeling myself. I'm like, oh, she like me, whatever. But if you go to your dude, like I think she likes you, this and that. He's gonna tell you bugging, but in the back of his head, he knows.
And if you know, let's do something about it swiftly, buddy. Let's make some action. The same way with me. If I was in a relationship and my guy is like, I don't want you hanging out with that guy, I feel like he likes you, Like, what would make you say that? And be prepared. Not, just because. Because then that's like if I'm in a relationship and he says he doesn't like you just because. Like, no, like we need to discuss, like, what is it that you see?
Okay, but so he says that and he's like, you know what, if you can't stop being friends with him, then we can't be together.
Oh, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
You know they're gonna pull that move.
Houston, we have a problem. You need to call NASA. We have a big issue here. Because no ultimatums. And then I can't be friends with the opposite sex because you feel like, oh, he likes you? Like, that's
so if he's bringing in like a friend from like before the relationship, it's okay. Like let's say, we've known, like me and you, we've known each other since kindergarten, yada yada and whatnot. Like in my opinion, I think I get to know the person, whatever, it's cool. But now if you're like at work or whatever in school, like, yeah, I'm with a new guy, he's a friend, this and that, I'm gonna look at that like,
I mean, I don't have a problem with new friends. I feel like it's all about boundaries because honestly, like, what if you meet somebody new and then that person is like someone who's supposed to help you on the journey in some kind of way? Are you gonna be like, no, because you weren't here from the very beginning? Like, I feel like even people from the very beginning, sometimes they, in the back of their head, they're like, I can't wait till that relationship falls apart. Like, or something like that. But I guess I can understand the skepticism with like new people, but
Of course.
I feel like it's, again, it's about boundaries and like like both people have to like trust each other. Like,
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like, so I can see girls who look cool to be friends with and whatnot, but am I gonna go out my way to be friends with them?
no,
I'm
we
not.
ain't talking about that.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not. Why? Because I'm currently in a relationship. Now, if I was single, it would have been totally different.
I feel like I'm like natural friendships. Like, you know how you work with people and you become friends with them?
Yeah.
Like natural friendships. Not like, oh, I'm gonna intentionally go and try to be friend. Why? What are the intentions?
But I mean, natural friendships and turn into crush. I'm just saying.
And there we have it, people. Self-control. Now let's get into that. Self-control, boundaries, trust, self-control. Because if it does turn into a crush, you know the thing is too? Sometimes people have thoughts in their head. And when they have thoughts in their head, they're like, okay, this is a thought. I must act on this thought. Wrong answer. Not every thought that you think is something that you take and you run with it. Sometimes a thought is literally a thought. That's it.
Okay, but if the relationship isn't good at home, and then you go out with, I don't know, such Julio, whoever, and he's showing you like something different, you might be like, this feels good. And then you can't control it after that.
Yes, you can't. Naturally, a person would probably be like, especially if there's like a deficiency at home, they would probably be like, okay, well, you know, this feels good or whatever the case is.
You're gonna feel away.
Depends on the person. It really depends on the person. Because you have some people who have problems at home and they run into the arms of somebody else. But then you also have people who have problems at home and they're just like to themselves, or they understand that even if they're friends with somebody of the opposite sex, that does not mean that I'm going to take this opportunity now because things aren't great at home to now go, you know, betray my partner or whatever the case is.
I don't know. I feel like it's a rush sometimes. Like a quick little rush. You're not getting that at the crib, so you're gonna go seek it somewhere else. Especially if it's not good at the crib.
Like,
no, just
no, you're right. It really it really just depends on the person. Everybody's different. Like some people, like that their life is falling apart. They're going to Instagram. If my life is falling apart, I'm probably gonna go sit in someone's office and say, I just don't know what's going on. You know, it really just depends. Like everybody's different. But like relationships, I honestly feel like people overcomplicate relationships so much these days because it's like, you can't do this and you should be doing that and let's do, like, before people come together, they're individuals. They're individuals. They have their own probably set of friends. They have their own like personalities and stuff. I feel like not because you are in a relationship now, I've just put the shackles on your feet.
No, for sure. Yeah.
You know, like honestly, it's about trust and it's about understanding.
Okay.
Like, if there's something going on at home, maybe we should talk about it. Don't go to her. Because, what is that? Temporary, and then after it's all said and done, you're sitting here like, oh wow.
So why are you not going to her?
What am I going to go to her and say?
No, I'm asking.
What am I saying?
That's his best friend, right? Like, you know, that's the best friend of his and whatnot, seeking female advice. Right?
You seek her advice, be very careful what you say.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But you're okay with the friendship, so why aren't you okay with seeking the advice from that female friend?
I mean, if he wants to go and seek the advice, he could seek the advice, but what is she going to tell you? Leave me? And then you going to listen to her?
But what makes you think she'll say that?
I hope
Because
she say that.
that's the friend, right? So if he's going to her as a friend, like, hey, you know, such and such, whatever, and then she tells him whatever she tells him. Now it's his choice if he wants to, you know, do what she says or, you know, listen. But I don't know. I mean,
Friends give each other advice, and I think that just please don't tell me that's what she said.
Don't
tell me that's what she said.
He can go show his guy friends.
He could.
And his guy friends gonna be like, yeah, let's go out. Let's go do this.
And you
forget her.
Okay, I can take that because my girl's gonna tell me forget him too, real fast, quick. But if he's gonna go to like his opposite sex friend and kind of vent, just don't tell me. Whatever y'all talk about is between y'all, but don't come and tell me she said, because then she's on the hit list. Because what do you mean she told you that? And why did she tell you that? We were friends until you said that.
But you also got to think about, she has his best interest at heart. I don't think she's telling him anything negative for you guys to break up, right? It could be like, hey, listen, I really feel like such and such or whatnot. I think, whatever. We don't know.
If the friend is telling you to break up with me, she's gone. Just like in Norbit, that friend right there, but that was different. They liked each other, so I'm not even going to use it as an example.
But what if she knows that she ain't good for you? Like, let's say to him, he's telling her, oh, I don't know, like, I'm not really feeling this. She's been treating me like this and this and that. And then from a good place of heart, she's basically telling him like, you know what? I don't know. I don't know about this girl.
Again.
Because a guy friend can tell you that, right? Can tell him that. I mean, he can say, she ain't the one, bro.
Just don't tell me what she said. Because honestly, friends are going to give input.
Of course.
They're always going to get input. But what I learned something is, honestly, I don't tell people leave nobody. Because everyone has a threshold. And everyone's going to stick around for as long as they feel necessary. Rarely, if you tell someone, oh, leave him, leave her, are they going to leave the person?
Of course.
But if your female friend is constantly like, oh, leave her, leave her, leave her, like, that's a problem. Because if after you came from talking to her, you treating me away, I'm like, oh, there's something going on. This food ain't kosher.
Because it's like this. It's like me treating a girl like shit, right? And then she got a guy friend who's she's known since whatever, and then he's telling her like, you know what, I don't like this dude. He did this, he did that, and you basically letting him get away with it, but he thinks it's okay. I don't think you should be with this guy, but I'm basically giving him a reason to say that. So what if you're giving her a reason to say that? Like, still?
People are going to share their opinions. But you got to have your own mind.
Okay.
You got to have your own mind. But as long as it's not becoming a thing like, oh, leave her, and I'm going to help you leave her, because then you're an accessory to the crime. You're the getaway driver. At that point, if he's robbing the bank, you're like, okay, and you come out the back door.
But see, you got certain friends who don't know how to hide that fakeness. They'll let you know, like, yeah, I don't like you because you've been treating my best friend like shit.
Oh.
And they gonna let it be known. And you got some people
She'll be gone at that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But then you got some people who can fake it until whatever. But some people, they can't fake it.
She'll be gone. She ain't sticking around for long at that.
But that's what I'm saying. But you were okay with them being friends.
Y'all could be friends, but when you become a tool in the hand of the devil in my relationship,
that's what a friend is gonna do though, because they know different. Because if a guy's saying that, then what?
Listen, if you know how many times. Listen, you know how many times Harold done told me, "Oh, Gabby, I don't know what it." That don't mean I'm gonna listen. I'm just like, oh, we just talking. I tell you because I tell you, but
no, for sure.
That don't mean I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I'm not talking to you anymore because of that ain't happening. You're just a friend. You're gonna tell me a friendly thing to friendly thing, but I'm gonna do what I want.
I'm gonna tell you the realness. I'm gonna give you the game.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna take the game and play it.
No, of course not.
But I mean, again, that's on the significant other as well. Like, if he's taking what she's saying and going and running and doing whatever with it, I'm like, oh, this man ain't got too much of his own mind, because she done told him something and he's out here jumping like a puppet.
Okay, so what about, I was having this conversation with my girl the other day, so what about when married couples or whatnot, you know, sometimes they like to have other married couple friends, whatever. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, what do you mean? Like, me and him are married and...
Right. For me, it's one of those things where at the end of the day, you never know, right? So that's what I look at. Because what if that couple is not happy in their relationship? Or let's say the guy isn't happy and whatnot, and then he's just like, he knows you and your girl, and he's like,
It's all about trust.
Nah, it's all about trust, but...
It's all about trust. I'm going to trust you until you give me a reason not to trust you. Because then if you give me a reason not to trust you, then I feel like I don't have to trust you because you gave me a reason. But listen. I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to force you. You can't do this, you can't even.
So even when you're married, you're going to be okay with your husband being friends with a girl? From like the job or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna be okay with it as long as there's boundaries in place.
Right, but see, what is gonna start off as? Oh, we're all gonna go out after work for some drinks, and then Max can't make it. Well, such and such can't make it, so it's just gonna be me and her.
Cancel it.
Whatever he's gonna tell you.
Then we have a problem.
And
let me stop you right there.
He's still out with his friends from work.
Right there. Let me stop you right there. You want to know why? If you don't tell me the moment you start hiding stuff with your friend from the opposite sex, it's not kosher. It's not kosher. Because then the deception is a seed. It's already in place. It's like a snake. It's already slithering. It's a garden snake. Oh, I'm not going to tell my wife that we're going to go for drinks after work. I'm just going to tell I'm working late. And then...
But see, that's what I'm saying. Let's say it's 4 of them. 2, like 3 guys and 1 girl. She's cool. And then both guys, I got to go to my wife. Or I got to go home. And it's just both of them.
When you see all the married men start moving from the table and everyone's going home, that's your cue to leave too. It's all about boundaries. Like, you just gotta, if you know your limits, if you know.
But you won't know until you put in that position.
Exactly, but I really feel like, what am I gonna force you for? Listen, you can't keep nobody that does not want to be kept. That's it. You gotta know your limitations. If you know that too many shots of Patron is going to have you acting crazy, don't even drink it. Get a Shirley Temple. Get an Arnold Palmer. Don't do too much. You just got to, I guess you really, that's it. Ask for some orange juice. They got it at all the famous restaurants. You just really got to know yourself. And then you'll be okay. Like, we're prime examples. You just really got to know yourself. And because I've seen the prime example of our friendship, I don't think I would have a problem.
But not everybody's built like me and you.
That's true, and that's why we're making this podcast. But
I'm just saying.
To help the people. But that's not everybody's story. But it's possible. It's possible. It's boundaries. I'm pretty sure Howard's not gonna be like, "Hey, can you come swing by my house at 3 a.m. to come?" I'd be like, first of all, click, because why are you calling me these kind of hours? This is my beauty sleep.
Nah, but I mean, true. But if you call me one night. And let's say, I don't know, you're with a guy, you don't like how it's going, I need you to pick me up. You're going to want me to pick you up.
I'm not going to lie, that's not a good scenario.
What's not? Why?
Because I have a car.
Okay, but what if he picks you up?
That's not a good scenario.
No.
I'm saying...
What if he picks you up for a date?
You're picking me up, buddy. I have a car, I'll drive.
But that's what I'm saying, but are you going to drive all the time when somebody wants to take you on a date? Because the right thing to do is, I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to take you out.
It's okay. I'll meet you there. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
I understand
bro.
what you're saying.
Like, it depends on the situations. Sometimes.
It really just does depending on the situation. But the odds of that happening, are slim to none. But I totally get it. But yeah, like, it's all about, come on now, the odds of that happening. But that's like, if I'm in a relationship and some girl calls me at 3 a.m., come pick me up. Okay. And let me get my phone and I'm gonna send her an Uber. Where's her address? What's her address? You said she's at the Hooters on 79? That one? Okay, I'm gonna send her.
So even if, let's say I'm married, my wife, she's like, I think you should go pick Gabby up. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, such and such, whatever. Pick her up, take her home. Because at the end of the day, we've been friends since kindergarten. Mm-hmm. So if you call me at 2 o'clock in the morning and you're telling me, hey, I'm kind of stuck, I'm not going to look at that as like, oh, Gabby's trying to, whatever.
See?
I'm going to look at it like, you're kind of stuck.
I understand.
But that's me and you, though. Not everybody's me and you.
I don't think I would even.
Who you gonna call?
Wouldn't call you.
But who you gonna call?
I could call other people.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, if they don't pick up, who you gonna call after?
My phone is dead.
Who you gonna call?
My phone is dead. I'm calling the court stamps immediately.
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
At 3 o'clock in the morning. It would be I'm really I just don't think I'm that kind of person.
I would not be calling my parents at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that isn't me.
I'm gonna go through my friends list, and if such and such will pick up, I'm like, you know what? Let me wake up Gabby.
I'm gonna have to simmer on that because I don't
But that's
know.
what I'm saying, though. It's different.
Yeah,
It's
everything
different.
is situational. If it was like life or death, like something like that, like I feel like that's different.
No, but check
But
me
for
out.
leisure,
But if it's a chick from work and she's calling your guy at like 3 o'clock in the morning, that's different. You're not gonna take that call. You better not go pick her up. Go call somebody else.
he's not.
You know this chick from work. But if it's like me and you from kindergarten, and I told my girl, I said, hey, Gabby's stuck, whatever, this and that. I think it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I think I should go take her home.
I mean,
Is there a problem there?
no, there's no problem there because boundaries and also the tenure of the relationship. So I don't think that there would be a problem. Me personally, I don't think I would be bothering them.
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Shit.
But I mean, everybody's different. I guess it's just really a situational thing. Like we could make these scenarios, but like when it comes down to it,
It'll switch up, yeah.
Yeah, like when it comes down to it, 'cause I don't think so. Like I honestly think like with the kind of life that I live, I don't think I'd be putting myself in situations.
Well,
like
if you call at 3 o'clock, I'm gonna pick you up. Now, if somebody from work, a girl, hey, whatever, and I see that person calling at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm not picking up that phone call.
yeah, I'm not picking up.
I mean, at the end of the
right
day, whatever happens to that person happens. Call PD, call somebody else. Why you calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, it could also depend on, I guess that's something to add into the conversation as well. It could also just depend on the type of relationship that you have. Because sometimes you have relationships with people of the opposite sex, but you guys have known each other for years, or you guys have known each other, you guys grew up in church together for years, so it really kind of just depends. But that would be an old friendship. That's like old money. There's old money and new money.
If she's a baddie, call him at 3 o'clock in the morning. Can you come pick me up?
To do what?
Take me home.
Why? And I'm gonna see what he gonna do. I'm not here to tell you nothing. She's a baddie. There's a bunch of baddies.
But see,
what are you gonna do, sir?
It goes back to the having the opposite sex as friends. There's a girl that looks like, I don't know, like a 10, like she's bad, supermodel, IG, whatever, and she wants to be friends with your guy. And then you see her, you're looking like, huh.
Let me see what kind of judgment you have, sir. Let me see what kind of
But that's what I'm saying,
has.
but you want to feel on type of way? At the end of the day, everybody has a little bit of insecurity.
I would probably have my eye on her.
Why?
To make sure that the intentions are kosher, because if they're not kosher, we having a problem.
But if she ugly,
no, because men will go with the ugly girl too, so it don't even matter. So that case in point. But yeah, it really doesn't even matter. Like, hold your partner accountable. Like, honestly, it really don't even depend on the other person, because sometimes your partner is easy. That's just what it is. Sorry to tell you. But
fell for the trap.
Like a rat. Just like that. So you really just have to It really just depends on your partner. It really just depends on your partner.
Well, I mean, if you trust them, if you don't, who knows?
We're gonna let you guys decide. We're gonna let you guys decide. And what I need you guys to do is, whether you agree or you disagree, I need you to like this video. I need you to comment on this video. And more importantly, I need you to subscribe to our YouTube channel here at the Something Else Podcast. And you know where to find us. All socials, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of that. Would you like to share your socials?
You can find me at Harold Thomas at Instagram.
And there you have it. You guys have a great one. Stay safe and stay healthy.